Welcome to the Legend of Vox Machina watch party. I am your host, Mica Burton, and tonight we will be watching episodes 1 through 3. I think that's backwards. The Legend of Vox Machina Season 2, alongside a couple of beautiful, beautiful nerds. First up, we have the illustrious Matthew Mercer.
Hi, I'm illustrious, apparently. I'm happy to be here. So illustrious.
And who do you play?
I play the Dragon Umbrasyl amongst myself as the weird multiverse Matt Mercer that shows up throughout the series to die a bunch, apparently. So there's that.
We love it. We also have the quick and the feisty Sam Riegel. There he goes.
Yes, I've studied ninjutsu. I'm Sam Riegel. I play Scanlan Shorthalt on the show, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you wonderful people.
Tell us about your shirt.
Oh, this says 2 because it's my favorite number. No, because it's season 2 of The Legend of Vox Machina. Our friends at Prime Video made these for us, and look, on the back it says season.
No, it just says
Who's playing out there in the field? That's Joel. Joel Season.
Yeah.
He's good.
The second.
We also have the tall and the lovely Travis Willingham.
Oh, tall and lovely.
Hello.
Hi, I am he, tall and lovely, Travis Willingham. I play Grog Strongjaw. I'm so happy to be here with you all. I'm Matthew Mercer.
Where do I even
It's a joke.
belong?
And including on this beautiful couch, we have some incredibly special guests. And when I say incredibly special, I mean glorious.
Yes.
We have Sunil Malhotra.
Yes.
Oh, the glorious voice of the glorious Gilmore.
It is so wonderful being so glorious.
Also, your shirt matches the couch
I
perfectly.
know, I showed up, I'm like, I'm just going to love this couch. And this couch is going to love me.
It's getting real warm
That's it. Everybody leave.
Oh my
Daddy
goodness.
needs some privacy.
And we have returning to our big, lovely, purple Gilmore-scented couch, the supervising director for the Legend of Vox Machina, Sung Janan. Thank you so much for being here again.
Hey, I'm Sung Janan, and I had a little too much sparkling soda.
Oh! Oh!
Are you and Mica wearing the same footwear tonight?
I think we are.
Oh, this is interesting.
Matchy.
Oh,
Matt,
wow.
too.
Did we all just happen to wear the same slippers tonight?
You know
That's
what?
crazy.
That's 5 more trinkets than ever appear in the show.
Literally
He's hard
my
to
worst
draw.
nightmare.
But he looks so comfy on your feet.
He's very comfy, and for those who don't know, he has paw pads. He has little paw pads.
I didn't
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he has little paw pads on his feet.
cute.
Yeah, right? You could just
It's true.
tromps around like a little bear. Anyway, are you guys excited to watch Legend of Vox Machina?
Yes!
We are so excited.
All right. But now that we're all set and we've established that this is going to be a night, let's jump into episode 1 of the Legend of Vox Machina, season 2, Rise of the Chroma Conclave.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, guys. So we have some more things to do before this little chunk of the part of the episode is over. We're gonna have some questions.
Yeah.
Great.
Some Q&A.
okay.
If that's cool. If that's okay with you guys, we can just like hang out if you don't want. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to make that call, but like
I'm
We can hang out.
we can just hang out. Okay. No, but a question for everyone. In episode 1 of the last season, we got to see Amon in all of its glory. People were alive. Buildings were still up. Yeah, you know. So what is it like burning it all down in this episode? All of that hard
From
work.
the creative perspective,
the
and then
modeling.
from the destroyer
Yeah.
perspective.
Please.
Oh, I mean, when we did it in our imaginations, I did it in their imagination. It was very cathartic.
Really?
I mean, it's hard because like you spend so much time building up something that is like fleshed out and living in your mind, and it was too good of an opportunity for what we said earlier about kind of shifting the story to just destroy it because it completely changed the stakes of the story. So it felt really good in a really kind of weird push the bruise way when we first did it. And then now like working with so many of these talented people to bring it to life, it's even more insane than I could have ever imagined. And it just, this is so crazy that all this happened and exists. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah. And to give you the flip side, I never thought I'd see like our art director's eyeballs fall out. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arthur Loftus. Because like when we like locked the animatic and we would go through and like do BG count and then there's obviously reuses from season 1, and now they have to make destroyed versions, and it was a partay of sorts of designers, but
I mean, I can only imagine sitting there and go, wow, I took hours to model that, and now it's gone.
yeah.
But Arthur, who had watched the original campaign and knew this was coming, had this in the back of his mind the whole time.
Yeah.
So he knew what was coming.
I think
he knew to prepare himself.
he pre-planned some stuff.
Yeah.
But then we just went ham in the animatic and were just like, nah, like whatever you're expecting, tenfold, even crazier. Just like,
That's a great asset to have, somebody that knows what's coming, so they don't, have their heart broken.
You have a shit ton of critters on this team.
That's incredible.
Like across all the different departments. It's so cool.
yeah.
What a
They really
perfect
know
team up of you guys together, like the Critical Role team and the Titmouse team, just like couldn't be a better match.
Even just recently, doing a lot of this over COVID, it was, we didn't have an opportunity to meet a lot of the team, but as we've had a few events where we've had the opportunity to finally meet a lot of people who've worked on this, on all different facets of the production, and finding out that they all followed the original campaign back in the day, and now they get to work on this with us and make it that much cooler. I don't know, it's really special.
That's awesome. For Sam, Travis, and Matt, quick question.
That's us.
Please tell us about Thordak the Cinder King.
Oh.
What a Riegel title.
We gushed about him during the watch along, but like I think a big deal was landing Lance Reddick for the voice. His voice is incredible, and he really threw himself into the character. He gets all sweaty and into it when he records.
He does.
The design was super cool. Wait, do we have? Oh, is that later?
We do.
It'll be soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
we'll see.
we're going to show some early designs
Multiple
and stuff.
iterations of designs and playing with features and horns and all sorts of things. And obviously the crystal at the center of his chest.
Oh, there it is.
Was such a big part of it. But I mean, it wasn't just Thordak. We took on all the dragons at the same time, or at least the last 4 after Brimscythe got his design in season 1.
Yeah. There's a lot of time spent on getting the sizing right, because the first dragon seemed big, but then we were like, bigger.
And this might be the first lineup pass after we talked with Matt and was like, you really give us like an in-depth, like each dragon's personality and what they are. And I remember Thordak, I remember you mentioned like, oh, he's very like, he is like a king. Like he has this arrogance but regality to him.
Yeah.
Like, the big horns and all that.
Yeah, he's the lion of the dragons. He has that kind of prideful, like you said, kingly energy.
Yeah.
Rashawn was the serpentine kind of, this like slithering, conniving, deceitful creature. Umbersel, I think I described as the Florida dragon. He's like the shitty weasel, swamp dwelling, like just oily, nasty dragon.
It's not your fault, Florida. We got some love for you. It's okay.
I'm from there. I can say that.
Yeah.
And then Vorgal is the bulldog. He's the beast, the hunter. The least of the intelligence, of the dragons, but the one that's like eager to hunt, eager to chase down, to play with its food before it eats it type scenario.
And big shout out to Christine Beyond, who did the
Yes.
concepts that we just saw, those beautiful concepts. They really, once she solidified the visuals, like we were able to just like push them story, narratively, their action set pieces. It just kept growing and growing, right? So that was a very big pivotal moment in our process, to figure out how these dragons work and what they're going to do.
So cool. I love dragons. Speaking of dragons, Matt, I have a question for you.
Yep. What?
So in the previous season, we got to see some behind the scenes of the Briarwoods and their backseat dealings and what we didn't get to see during the campaign. Now we're getting to see that with the dragons. So how is it feeling like that you're actually getting to explain more of their backstory that we couldn't see before?
I think it's one of the coolest parts of doing this series from a GM standpoint is so much of your game is only from the player's perspective. And so on one hand, to make sure that the story feels complete, there's a little bit of trying to find ways that you can showcase narrative moments that they're not a part of that feels natural, to the point where they can still kind of tie the story together. But now that we have with animation the capability of doing any sort of sequence we want to without the player's perspective, we get to really dig into those relationships. We get to take moments and see their dynamics. We get to see the reasons that they're doing things in advance and then watch how it unfolds. We can see their relationships change through the actions of the heroes and even the villains as it progresses, and how things can become fraught, things can become stronger. Just it's really, really exciting to do that and ask questions about things that we hadn't thought of in a few years and be like, oh right, I have my notes somewhere, or like I don't think we ever got around to that. What would work to fill this gap? And we all get to collaborate and kind of like build it from there, and it's freaking cool.
So cool. How many notes did you have to pull up from ages ago?
Oh yeah, I still got it on my
got
Dropbox.
Really?
Oh yeah, I got every single document for my every single episode prep from the first campaign, even the home game. I still have all those.
Wow. You
So-
were one of the most organized GMs I've ever met in my life.
You say that, but then you go back and read them, and like this is the scrawlings of a mad. like they weren't designed to be
very, very
consumed.
tiny,
Gotcha.
tiny, but like
Yeah, I go back and I'm like,
Yeah, it just says big dragon is big.
yeah, over and over again for 4 pages.
So if anybody else actually read it, we'd be like, I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah.
Only you can translate it.
Certifiable. That's why I don't show anybody.
Makes sense, makes
Thieves
sense.
can't,
he's fine. He's fine, everyone.
Sunil, one of our guests of honor, I have a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So, as the voice of the gloriously beloved Shaun Gilmore for season 1 and season 2, tell us what it's like bringing this iconic character to life.
Oh, why, hello.
Also available in the Critical Role store.
Thank you, Mica.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for. So are the slippers.
Yeah. We should have like Fight Club, IKEA, price tags.
Floating
Little ticker at the
around.
bottom, yeah.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Oh, 1-800. This role is just a ridiculous amount of fun. It's just a ridiculous amount of fun. And when Matt told me about it, he described Gilmore. I was like, and he showed me a picture, and I was like, yeah, I looked in the mirror and I was like, looked at the picture. I'm like, I think I got this. It's like,
It's some
so-
early Gilmore.
Early concept. yeah.
Ooh.
Early
It's the early
concept. art.
his personality is very hand in glove for me.
And this is where it's so important
Not
that
not a lot, not a stretch.
everybody gets notes in, because Matt had said, like, actually I saw him with a little bit more of a glorious dad bod, a little bit more of a belly on him.
A little more heft
Yep.
to him.
I also love that his V-neck got deeper.
Oh yeah.
His shirt
I
opened
love
more.
that.
He's beautiful, but like I wanted
He
to be.
loves himself.
Yeah. I wanted-
Loves himself.
He's a perfect example of somebody who shows that you can be the most beautiful person of this and not in the classic Hollywood idea of what beauty is. And he's fucking gorgeous, and I love it.
It's just huge, right? Like, I mean, and that's all it's all about. Just he loves himself and everyone, and some people more than others, and and it's like, and that's what is so attractive about him, right? And so that just confidence is not even enough or the right word. It's just it's really a self-love. So
Yeah.
He
also has such a positivity to him. Even with a building falling on him, he's still cracking
he's
jokes.
still like, I got time for this.
Look, if I might die, I'm gonna go out hitting on somebody.
We gotta finish this correctly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm dying. Show
dying.
me your
Can we just,
tits.
Just one more time.
Just one more time.
One more, please.
Or I pass.
I mean, I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm dying. The least you can do is whip it out. Come on.
Yeah, so I could relate to that too.
We all have a little bit of Gilmore in us. Get it?
We should.
Oh God. I'm so sorry. Question for Sunjin.
Yes. Hello.
There are a lot of deliciously gory moments in episode 1. Are there any that, as the supervising director, you're particularly proud of?
Oh, that's a tough question because there's so many glory moments.
So many.
Gory moments. I would say of course, Thordak's moment with the jets and how he just destroys the whole castle in one power move. That was just even when we drew it, we were just kind of like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. Immediate reaction, right? So yeah, I think that was an iconic moment. And yeah, and Young, who is the episode director, he's always about cranking the action, cranking the drama, really going big. So really proud of that specific moment.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of that moment, we have an animatic of that moment that we would like to share with everybody watching at home. Take it away, animatic.
Your monument shall fall, your civilization erased. Hear me, insects. You live out of mercy. Fight or flee, and you forfeit that mercy. A new age is upon you. The rule of the Chroma Conclave.
Dragons are so cool, you guys.
So cool.
Man.
It was pretty faithful to the boards, to the animatic.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
It's
They
really
did a
cool
great
to
job.
see, as somebody who knows nothing about animation and the behind the scenes, it go from the boards to the animatic to what we saw, which is just so polished and so gorgeous. You wonder, like, what are the steps in between the sketches and that?
Yeah,
I'm assuming a lot.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, there's a good amount of steps, but like I think the milestones are like even before drawing, it was just words on paper, and before that, it was just words in a room, like
In his head.
you know.
Yeah.
So that evolution, that growth is just
Yeah.
it's still, even though I've been working in the industry for a while, that still amazes me, that process.
Yeah. It's a bit of magic.
A bit of magic.
A little bit.
A little bit
It's quite glorious.
Oh, is that a, oh my God.
Another one.
A big mistake giving Sunil a catchphrase.
Learn your lesson.
Well, I think that does it for our Q&A portion.
for the first
For the
episode.
first one, yeah, no,
don't-
no,
don't
we have,
turn off
we have
the
so
TV.
much. We have so much more to go.
Yeah, the TV.
Yeah, the
TV.
Do people watch this on TV?
Yeah, no TV.
Don't turn off the VCR.
Turn that dial. Remember when TVs had dials? I don't. I wasn't alive then. But Sunil, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh,
We
this is so much fun.
Appreciated having you out.
love you guys.
And I'm still so impressed that your shirt just accurately
mean-
matches the couch.
I don't know how that happened.
You're just magical.
I am magical.
Come natural.
Yeah, it really does.
It just happens.
Well, we are unfortunately going to say goodbye for now, but it truly has been, wait, glorious for having you on the show. I'm so sorry, everybody. I just,
Unabashed.
yeah. But anyway, thank you so much.
Thank
Everybody
you.
clap. Everybody clap. Everybody clap.
Bye, guys. Love you all.
Bye.
Mwah.
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 Wash your head, wash your head.
Mwah. We love you.
storming the
Mwah.
castle.
Mwah. Mwah. Bye-bye. But again, do not stray too far, because after we watch episode 2, we are doing another Q&A and answering more questions from the Twitch chat. So make sure you ask some questions, and perhaps we'll have a few questions for our new special guest, Will Friedle, the voice of the show.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hello.
Are
I'm on
you
the purple couch.
Are you comfortable? Or are you having a good time?
I feel a little bit like I'm sunk in, which is nice.
That's
It's
nice.
good.
Yeah.
Very
Really
excited.
get
Keep you
comfy.
comfy.
I'm
you
very
know?
excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that you're all settled and sunken, let's dive into episode 2 of the Legend of Vox Machina, The Trials of Vasselheim.
Yes.
No, because we have some questions.
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
Hit us.
I'm excited for
Heck yeah,
All
we
right.
are.
Well, this
Yes.
is, as always, we have to start with a question for everyone. What is it like bringing the oldest city in Exandria, Vasselheim, to life?
I mean, cool. Literally, it's a very cold place. No, it was so funny because in my head I had the layout of what I wanted to like. There it is.
And there's a layout.
And then when we first started these early discussions of season 2, Arthur Loftus once again was like, I have this idea in my head. I just did a quick sketch, and he sends me this art piece that looks incredible already, and I'm like, you motherfucker! Like,
And color.
yeah, there.
Districts and
And it was
Did
like
this on a napkin.
super minor tweaks. It was like, yeah, well, the quadrants is to sit here, and these are the different regions and why they exist, and the birth heart and it's at the base of the mountain. Like, but he already kind of ran with what I explained in the campaign, and it was very minor notes at that point. And then just watching each stage was like, all right, you guys got this.
Yeah, I like it too because it's different from Iman, it's different from Whitestone. It has a much different layout and feel to it instantly, but it's still epic and grandiose. But yeah, it just sort of evokes something new.
So cool.
yeah, I wish we just had more time to explore it. I guess we'll have to come back in future seasons.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Matt, how long
We
did
will.
it take you back in the day to dream up the city of Vasselheim?
Vasselheim was probably, I think it was on a plane flight. I think it was on a plane flight over 4 hours.
Wow. And
Big.
did you sketch it out, or was it just kind of like a brain blast?
No, it was a brain blast of the different regions, and then when I got home, I kind of sketched out the general layout. But like, it was mostly just kind of defining who had to be there, what what factions and which deities were best represented in this particular place. I kind of like lorded over the city when its original construction and kind of held their ground. And like all the deities are represented, but there are the major ones that kind of hold the city as their main space. And then kind of figure out where made sense from like where civilization had begun and how it would kind of expand from there. And then Arthur going, "Hey, look, I made it even cooler." And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
thanks, man."
It is. But you're really good at SimCity.
I was,
Yeah.
and then destroying everything in SimCity too.
Well, there's clearly a trend here.
Mm-hmm.
For Travis, where does Grog's strength come from?
Oh, ale.
But how much fun was it to be in the VO booth going through that fight with the Earthbreaker Groon?
It was amazing. It was so good. I love doing fight reactions. They're like, give us 3, and I'll do like 13, just because I want variety. And to me, like I grew up such a DBZ fan. Like the fights are the thing that I relish the most. So I like to have like specific reactions if it's a chest or a neck hit or side of the head. And when you've got, a brick house like this guy, I just wanted it to be clear that Grog was out of his league.
You're shredded when you have like the lines above, like below the ribs and above the abs.
Obliques are having
Your obliques have
Baby
obliques.
abs on
Yeah,
abs on abs.
abs on abs on abs.
They're fun. They're fun to have, though.
Oh yeah.
So many great Groon. Phil was just going to town.
He was having a
Yeah,
fun
a lot
time.
of fun.
But there we go, that
That's
final
so
design.
cool.
Man, look
But
at
there,
that.
so even some of the earlier ones had some really interesting facial hair
Yeah.
going on, and
It does. It looks like a video game character.
He does.
You want to
Yeah.
play it.
And you always have to have that dramatic cloak rip off
Oh, yeah,
where
he
you
has-
see he's ripped.
Yeah, he has to start with it on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, round 1, he like throws it off
Yeah.
behind. It kind of like flashes and vanishes before he starts. Like,
Absolutely. It's so cool. For our special guest, Will.
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask you a question?
Please.
Well, how was it to work with Mary again? I know we talked a little bit about it. Clearly, you guys
Mary.
recorded together. You guys developed your characters. They were done,
Yeah.
playing together. What was it like?
Mary is my D&D wife.
Aw.
My wife and her husband in real life are fine with that. It's amazing. We teamed up, when we were actually during the campaign, and so we loved playing off each other, and we kind of then developed our characters together. And even when this is how nerdy we got with it, is even when we weren't in the campaign, we were calling each other and coming up with story ideas for our characters. So it was, that's how much fun we were having. It meant so much to us. And then we started our own home game. So yeah, it was great. It was like being right back together again. So it was awesome. Yeah.
That's so precious.
Yeah.
Sam,
oh hi.
Asisa dressed down every member of Vox Machina pretty brutally, bringing their insecurities and fears into light. Tell us about how choosing that trial for the member of the team came into the writer's room, and if you can give us a little bit of insight on Scanlan's response. Yeah, issues.
As Travis was saying before, we wanted to move away from just like a simple riddle, because that's not as visually exciting. But in one of the earliest versions of the pilot of this series, we had written sort of a sequence where all of the team either gets hit with some sort of gas or
different elemental things.
or some sort of attack that sort of draws out their worst fears and insecurities. And we changed the pilot script so it wasn't in there, but we knew we wanted to do that at some point in the series. And so this felt like a really cool opportunity. She's an all-knowing entity, and so of course she's going to pick up on things that maybe they don't even know about themselves. And so we thought it would be a really cool way of digging in and revealing things about our characters that the audience doesn't know yet, or that our characters don't know yet. And what she discovers about Scanlan, that like basically nobody gives a shit about you. That's just the worst. It's the worst. He's a bard, he's a performer, and if nobody really cares, that's like death to him. These designs, by the way, for Osisa, all incredible.
Amazing.
I think we went with a slimmer Osisa because, for reasons. For reasons. There might be other similar creatures.
Fun fact too,
designs.
like,
Yes.
when
Down
we
the
were
road.
when we were first approached with this whole Sphinx design, the first thing is like, oh, it's like a lion's body and like some other kind of head, and then the final design is actually a result of like, well, it has to be CG, and we don't know if we could do fur in CG.
So
Yeah.
she became sort of metallic.
Yeah, so we shifted as more like stone, metallic, kind of like visuals and motif. And once again, Christine Beyond, who's kind of like our resident, like just big monster concept artist.
She's
Like,
so good.
yeah, she really like started getting that motif down really well. So
The visuals really fit her voice as well because instead of a lion's body, it's like a panther body.
Yeah.
And she has that like sultry but terrifying tone to her voice. So the lack of fur really helped. It looked really good. And speaking of designs and concepts, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but Sungjin, I want to know what it was like for you guys designing the vestiges of divergence and portraying the calamity. So what was it, what did it take translating what Matt has cooked up in his devious mind to making that beautiful art?
yeah, I mean, personally, I kind of learned a lot because to be honest, I wasn't aware of the campaign before. I'm like learning as we go as we're making the show, which is kind of like my own unique experience, and I really appreciate it. So like, I was learning. I was like, what are vestiges?
we had like little minor workshops where it was like get a bunch of the teams on Zoom and be like, all right, Matt, go. Okay, so first there was the founding, and then like do these little like
my eyes
notes,
kept like wider,
yeah.
like what?
Yeah.
But yeah, we knew when she goes into this whole like lore and storytime mode, we definitely wanted like a unique visual style to portray, to really capture the essence of like this was before our time, like very far back in the past, like when deities and such walked the earth and stuff, or the planet. So we hope that the final rendition kind of gives that sense of wonderment, but also like intangibility because it doesn't exist in our current like presence,
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That was definitely one of the interesting discussions, was how to make it feel ethereal, historical, but also so different from something that you can visualize as physically like a memory of the past, if you will. And as soon as some of these concepts are coming back, and we get like, it was already kind of a fun thread of like, ooh, that's interesting. It gets the vibe. We got to go with that, run with that, and just every iteration it got better and better.
The feeling of star stuff and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's just so great.
This also kind of reminds me of like a children's book, with the bright colors and like the just the simple pictures and concepts. But
If you never want your child to sleep again.
yes, if you never want your child to sleep again. Right.
Make it simple for Vox Machina.
But it's also like, myths tales turn into children's stories. So it just kind of reminded me of like a simple boiled down version of, the beginning of time or whatever.
Well, you consider like so much mythology is represented in constellations, and historical things are seen in the sky and the stars as memories, as visualizations carried from generation to generation of what came before from the
As
story.
Mufasa says, all the great kings are in the sky, and the
Exactly.
stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sex. So.
Way back. That's a way back.
Yep.
Find your roar, Kashaw.
Oh, you're good. You went Lion Guard.
Way back.
But yeah, but to that point, it was kind of that star stuff inspiration, the constellation inspiration that those original designs came back from, and I think that thread ended up working really well for that sequence.
Constellation inspiration.
The Matt Mercer story.
Jesus Christ.
That's another band name.
Another
by the way.
band name.
Constellation
Along
Inspiration.
with
Vestibule vestiges.
Vestibule,
there's
vestibule.
something about booty cheeks. Oh, scoops of booty cheeks. Was
Sure.
that-
Ice cream boot. What was
Yeah,
it?
ice cream
Scoops
booty.
of
Ice
There's
cream
no
boot.
way
Booty
that-
scoops?
Booty scoops.
Booty scoops.
That's what it was.
We all booty scoops.
That was the initial one.
Yeah. Now
It was magical booty.
Booty,
Scoops?
booty,
magical
booty
booty scoops.
might have
That's
been.
what it was.
Well, the internet will correct us anyway.
That's true. We'll get
figure it out.
tweeted it.
When is this airing?
We're live.
Oh boy.
Don't worry. This is pre-tape, so you can say whatever you
Yes.
want. No one will hear it.
We'll edit it out. We'll edit it out.
We'll edit it out. Yeah, it's fine. Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
So, Victor, the one and only Victor, the Black Powder Merchant.
Oh my God.
He finally made his Legend of Vox Machina debut. He is a fan favorite. So Victor's already quite a cartoon character. How is it bringing him to life?
Not because he's not a cartoon character, not a whole lot. He's
He
already
didn't really
there.
do much, yeah.
The easiest transition, really. Yeah, I mean, like he had to be in Vasselheim, and we had like conversations of like, where do we fit him in the story? What makes sense where it doesn't like take away from the narrative? And the episode button was like the perfect place to put it. But then when we were talking about the designs, we kind of just kept going back to my Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Or on the episode where I
like,
dressed as
stuff
a-
didn't come in time. I had to head to Home Depot. I had to like throw all this stuff together, and it was
perfect.
perfect.
And so I just like handed that to the art team. They did this art. I was like, I love this, because not only does it look amazing, but also kind of like looks like King Boomy, which I'm totally here for. And yeah, it was.
I remember when you
awesome.
did that. When I was there, I saw you do it live from 5 feet away. Liam stood up and gave you a standing ovation. After that.
Best acting ever.
Remember
That's the best work you'll ever do.
it was amazing.
Pack it up right now. That's
It
it.
was amazing.
I've never been happier to be going downhill ever since. If that's my
What a place
peak.
to peak. Yeah, exactly.
legacy, man.
What a place to peak.
The Emmy goes to.
I just want to tell you all, learn from my mistakes.
If you give an award speech, you have to do it as Victor. It's been
Oh,
decreed
yes.
here.
He's so great.
Well, you heard it here.
All right, everybody, you heard it here first. We need Legend of Vox Machina to win an Emmy.
That's right.
So Matt has to go up and give the acceptance speech with the Victor voice.
All you
fucking
Emmy
dare.
fans.
You heard it here.
Yes.
It has to happen. Campaign, hashtag Legends of Vox Machina for the Emmys. We have a whole
long
year.
hashtag.
Let's go. That's true. Shit. We're gonna workshop it, all right? We're gonna get this together. We have a few questions from chat.
Oh,
Oh no,
chat
it's happening,
questions.
Matt. It's happening. I'm so sorry.
Chat question.
You
For
also can't
Sungjin.
explain to anybody what you're doing.
Of
No,
course
no,
not.
no.
to get up and
No, you just have
accept
to
the
get up and do
award.
it.
Oh, even just explaining what this show is, it's going to take too long. So no, it's even better. Yeah, you're right.
It's gonna be perfect. Sungjin, the chat really wants to know about the colors this season because they are so absolutely striking. Can you tell us about how you chose to light certain scenes for the mood?
I thought the question was going to be, the chat wants to know about colors. Can you name all the colors that we use?
Could you name all of the colors?
Cyan, aquamarine. No, I would say that was a big evolution. You know, like season 1 was an experience and was great, but we like learned and we want to keep pushing ourselves. So again, color scripts were a big play for season 2, and you know, it starts from like, even when I'm sitting with the directors, we're reading the script, and we're like, okay, this sequence, we're already kind of brainstorming in boards. It's gonna be, we're gonna have like lighting from the window, cast shadows on this character, or like it's gonna be dusk and sunset here. Because for something like to, you know, pull off something of this scale for this kind of a show, yeah, it takes long planning, even from the earlier stages, and then just a whole team of talented people to like, we have color script painters and then designers. So like, but it all boils down to is narrative. Like, what's the story? What are the characters feeling? And how can the color and lighting really amplify and support all that? So, yeah.
I've learned so much about animation just by hosting this talkback. Like, it's really cool.
I saw red in one of them.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
some red.
I saw green once.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw green.
it was really cool.
Collect them all.
Will, the chat would like to know, what was it like to play a more antagonistic character compared to the original campaign when Kash and Zara were more friendly?
It was cool. You know, it was kind of just, the thing that was so interesting was you could tell, and it was just all down to the writing, that they already had their whole history and story by the time you first met them. So that was what was so neat, is then coming in, and then it's, hey, you're coming in our turf. It was, you know, it wasn't, a lot of times you feel like, especially during the campaign, I was being, you know, Kash was being introduced to these characters, whereas in the show it feels like the characters are being introduced to Kash and Zara. So it really, it's now you're on our turf and what the hell you doing here? So it was fun. I mean, every time I talk about creating Kash, we were sitting at my dinner table and I'm rolling really high, and Matt's going, oh, geez, I don't know what we're gonna do. You keep rolling, and then we get to charisma, and I rolled like a 7, and he's like, oh, thank God, you know. And I went,
some balance.
oh, he's a dick. Like that's
perfect.
oh, that makes sense now. So wonderful. So yeah, to kind of lean into that, and then the snarky kind of comedy that they wrote was just so great. So yeah, it was a ton of fun.
You really crafted the perfect fuckboy.
Well,
You did it.
I've never been one of those.
Oh, so this was a
I
fun
always say
acting
the
challenge.
only place in the world I'm ever cool is when I'm animated. So it was fun to
That's
see
not
it again.
true.
No, it's
You're
it's
pretty
it is, it's true.
cool.
It's true.
That's
See, thank
true.
you. See, thank you.
All right,
It is
all right,
true.
I was just being nice.
That's what I'm having here right now. As a non-animated.
Nobody likes me, including them. So it's fun to be animated and have animated friends, which is the only place I have friends in real life.
Makes
So
sense. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. Don't touch me.
Oh my gosh. Matt?
Yes?
We talked a little bit about the Divergence, the Calamity, all of that cool stuff. What was it like for you seeing that visual? This is like the crux of everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Once again, like, you make up a bunch of silly mythology for your friends, and then eventually it grows big. Well, they add to it, and then you're like, oh wow, we're taking this more seriously. Let me expand on it, and then it just develops into something that is so much bigger than you ever thought it would be. And then watching people visualize it, watching it, even like with what Brennan and Calamity, our one shot was, or 4-shot, our short series was last year. It was incredible to watch other people take something that you had kind of begun the process of creating and then watch it take on a life of its own in the hands of other incredible creative people. And to me, there's nothing more fulfilling than that experience. And this is just an extension of that. And not to spoil anything, but like, this is just the first glimmer of some cool opportunities to get a glance at history.
Ooh, we love history. I do feel like every time we ask you a question of what does it feel like to XYZ, it's just, well, as if it isn't the consequences of my own actions,
but
like in a positive way.
Yeah, but no, yes, consequences of my own actions.
Yeah.
That's really kind of what. Yeah, I feel like a broken record because I'm always like I'm so grateful, but I am. This is the fact that we get to do any of this is absurd.
Yep.
The fact that we get to do a lot of this is absurd.
Yep.
And the fact that we get to do this with so many incredible people, like just across the board, just wonderful, wonderful people. They're not just talented, but just good-hearted people.
And me.
And you're not part of this.
I'm here too.
Actually, get off the couch. Why are you still here? God.
I'm waiting for my Uber.
Yeah, they're kind of rough around
I know,
here,
I
so I'm
noticed.
sorry.
It's that low rating.
Yeah.
They're always wrong. What can I do? Am I supposed to not yell? Come on.
Get out.
No, stay.
He's staying. He hasn't
right. There is one
I haven't seen the other one.
Yeah.
We need
Unfortunately,
the
we
views.
have to keep him here. We have one more episode to go tonight. We got to do it. What is happening to me? I feel like
We gotta do it.
we got to do it.
We're contractually obligated to
You gotta do it.
Look, it wouldn't be critical if we didn't get progressively weirder as it went on. So you're doing great.
I was really hoping that this was going to be the day that it was just so professional and like held together.
them.
No,
Right?
I know.
Really?
I just thought maybe if I came at it, I had some coffee, I was ready to go, we could do this. And it's like every time I come into this room, all of my logic is just sucked out of my body. And I just thank you. I love you guys so much.
I love you.
What is going on back there? We're supposed to turn off the vanity monitors so we don't make assholes of ourselves.
Now they're gone.
They took away all
Oh,
mine.
they're gone.
We're five. Professionalism.
Oh boy.
So everybody cozy up. Possibly, gets a little plushie, a little stuffed animal to hold on to. This is going to be a great episode. It's the 3rd episode of The Legend of Vox Machina of Season 2, The Sunken Tomb. Everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be fine.
Everything's gonna be good.
Everything's going to be good.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
heard this
really
one
funny.
Is a laugh riot.
Well, that was uplifting.
Yay!
Dance party.
Dance party. Hey, Matt, wasn't Trinket supposed to despawn? Is that how that works?
Not yet.
Yeah? No? Okay.
Yeah, not yet.
No.
That's right.
Despawn?
Yeah, that requires a certain item.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry, I'm ahead of the game. My
Okay.
bad.
No,
That's my bad.
it.
Well, is everybody up for some questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, for everyone, what was it like to bring Vex and Vax's backstory as a backdrop for Vex's death? Which on stream was a natural one?
I usually answer these questions. You guys go in.
I don't know, it was a tough nut to crack this episode because in the writing of it, because we knew we wanted to reveal some stuff about their past that affected how you viewed their relationship in the present. We knew where it was ending. But honestly, there was a lot of discussion about like, whose episode is it? Is it Vex's episode? Is it Vax's episode? And it turned out to sort of be both.
Ash's episode.
Yeah.
Yes, Ash's episode. It's sort of in the present. It was Vex realizing something about their relationship, and in the past, it was sort of Vax realizing something about their relationship.
Right.
And it was a cool mirror that we got to play with in the structure and stuff, and they both sort of came to realizations at the same point at the end, and it was it came out really great. It was hard to figure out though at the beginning.
I think it was really artfully done because it's so rare that you see a character conflict be explained and resolved so perfectly. Like if people thought that the relationship between Vex and Vax was a little bit obsessive or a little bit awkward tension, and then it's so obviously explained to the point that you are like, oh, clearly that makes sense, and then your heart gets so ripped out during that realization. It's just a masterclass of storytelling.
And there's like, it was such a small little detail. Usually, you know, in certain media, when you do a flashback, you kind of, there's some transition into it. But the fact that we consciously just chose to just hard cut, it was a little abrasive, and you know, it just throws the audience in. Yeah. But it was under that whole theme of like, we wanted the audience to feel a little uncomfortable throughout this whole episode, you know, to allude to
this?
Yeah. So.
But they were also such artful hard cuts because it was like the eye to the eye, the water to the rain. It was so well done, yet jarring.
I remember like reading the original script breakdown and being like, if this works, it could be really good, but we'll see if it can make the transition. It might end up being really messy and a bad idea when it's actually brought to visuals. And then we saw the first like full storyboard like animatic come through, and we were like, oh no,
Well, and
this is gonna work.
To give credit where it's due, Eugene Lee, that final flashback was actually just in front of the weight of that last scene where she's laying there. And as Sunjin said, Eugene cut it up so that the flashback was happening in real time with all of the reactions that we recorded, and we muted the real-time reactions. And it was so heavy to see the heartbreak of that flashback be the thing that was driving the heartbreak of the moment in the present.
Yeah.
And it was just killer. It was a rough that he first showed us. It was going to go through multiple other iterations and the final animation, and we all sat there afterwards and we went, whoa, what the fuck, man? So it was, we knew it was something special then. It was such a special moment in the campaign, and to have it hit like that was amazing.
Can I ask, are you doing the elemental stuff on purpose? Like the first episode was fire. The second episode seemed very earth, and this episode seemed very water.
Yes, that was
Is
definitely
that all
intentional.
being done?
Yes,
Is that all being done on
intentional,
purpose? I feel like it's not.
No.
The next
it is. I mean,
episode is
it's-
going to be air.
But that's what I'm
and
wondering.
And then the fifth episode is Avatar. And it's all comes together.
But it is, this whole episode was water.
No, you're totally right. Yeah.
And then Bruce Willis comes and makes out with Keyleth, and then she becomes the fifth element. It's
Oh my God, I would
beautiful.
love that to happen.
So it wasn't on purpose. Okay.
I mean, not in that order.
But see, here's the thing: if you had an English teacher and you pitched that as a paper, you would have gotten an A+.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
It's true. The whole
You're
first
watching
episode
and
was
you
all
need
fire.
to do a
This
paper.
was all water.
Write one about this.
Also acid, also poison.
Yeah, but
and ice.
With the fire.
Yeah, you're right.
Fire.
That's in episode 4.
Maybe there will be.
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe there'll be some Avatar Korra references in episode 5.
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
A lot of fun stuff coming up this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait.
We should finish those episodes.
Yeah. Got a couple days.
You still have time
We're
to
still
add that
drawing.
extra dragon.
We're still
That's true.
drawing.
You still have time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dexter.
You gotta go home, man. You gotta get to the office.
Sitting there coloring stuff in. This one's black and white. Just make this one black and white.
It works for South Park. It works for us.
Yeah.
Cutting out characters. This is Keela.
Will, we talked a little bit about in episode 2 how Kashaw came to life and everything, but were there any specific touchstones of the character that you had during the campaign that you wanted to make sure were present during the animated show?
No.
Great.
All right, well, moving on. Okay.
No, you know, we talked about it briefly. I kind of liked that we kept a little bit of the Cash Keyleth stuff, which I thought was kind of nice, but I also, just the snarkiness. I mean, it's just, it was so much fun to play, and I never get to kind of play the asshole, so it was, I mean, I'm one in real life, as they'll all attest to, but playing one animated, I never get a chance to do, so.
I remember also when we were talking about the design, he has 2 different eye colors, and I think in the first design meeting we were like, oh, by the way, sorry guys, he has 2 different eye colors, and I guess somebody was like, really, what? Oh, all right, fine, fine.
Like, what are these marks on his arm? Well, he has scars on one arm. But does he have to have them?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's reasons for it. Well, it'll come up in the series.
Not
really, but it's important to us.
It is.
Well, we actually have some art of Cash and Zara.
Oh, great.
So,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we do. So we
some
should.
design. Oh, some outfit options.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Early
just-
takes.
She looks so cool.
She's all.
I mean, all those fits are are fire.
They
Right?
all work.
Yeah, yeah.
Impossible to pick. The impossible choices from Phil Barraza.
He's just so cool looking.
There's one with no tail.
Horn variations, hairstyle,
Yeah.
facial markings, just all sorts of cool stuff.
And her
Face
cheekbones
tattoo
are just
things.
always so sharp and beautiful. Just-
And Cash was just sort of.
There he is.
He was just
There he
set.
is.
Yeah, he kind of came out.
It's almost a little Wolverine on the top there.
Yeah.
Kinda
Yeah.
Digging that.
Yeah,
Digging that.
Bub.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on, bub?
yeah. Maybe we should got Steve Blum to play him. So.
Well, that's why you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve. He's married to my D&D wife.
I know.
Damn.
But he's fine with it.
He's fine. He's okay with it.
Yeah.
He's okay with it.
Sungjin, the sunken tomb itself is an incredibly designed setting where huge shifts occur for the narrative. What did it take to bring the tomb to life?
Oh, I mean, well, first thing was add a lot of dead things in there.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Step one. Step two.
A lot
Oh,
of,
we have
like-
some concept art.
Look at
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, early on, like when we're interpreting the script and asking Matt what's his place. So this is one of our concept designers, Kang Lei. He did his initial concepts, and I think when we first saw them, we were like, "This is really crazy and it's really cool," but it's like, is it gonna work for the tone we want to set?
Yeah.
Because he really took off on the whole like matron theme, like having this tomb have a very strong presence of the matron, you know, and
This is
Like that.
yeah,
I
it's
love
like-
Holy
these
crap.
designs. But it was almost in danger of overshadowing,
Yeah.
you know, the inside of the tomb as well as like maybe other things you want to play with down the road. So I think a lot of these design aesthetics will and have influenced other things
That's
down
how
the
I-
road.
yeah, a lot
Plus, it was
simpler.
going to be covered up by water. And,
Exactly.
You don't
Right,
want to like give the ending away before you go in. You walk up to that, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
really
That's
cool,
true.
though.
It was definitely like too much up front because we wanted to like slow burn it. Oh, and by the way, this was sketched by Eugene Lee, the director. Like we were talking about, oh, what did it look like? He just did like a quick sketch and
Oh wow.
ran with it.
And
Like,
became
and
the
then Phil
thing.
Barraza, you know, did the final execution.
Ooh, I don't like the fact that they don't have lips. That's uncomfortable.
That is
Yeah, it's
unsettling.
really gross.
Yeah.
Very kissable.
But they're very conscious about covering up their genitalia.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, no. Their teeth may be exposed, but their dicks aren't. You know?
Damn missionary.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though, Mika?
Yeah.
Their dicks are teeth. Yeah.
That's where the lips are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
No.
You're the
Penile
one-
dentata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's like,
You know-
it's like the second mouth in Aliens. You know.
You know,
No, no.
why?
Fan art.
Why?
Fan art.
Don't get fan art of that.
coming.
Do not get fan art of a penis shooting out of a fish man's mouth and little tiny dicks as teeth. Don't do it.
Here. Why are you like this?
Don't disappoint. Don't disappoint.
Oh, now we have to do it.
A broken Matt. Oh no. All right.
Sure.
Sure.
Hashtag tick.
No!
Tick teeth.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm just gonna let you go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Mika, continue, please.
Travis.
Yes.
So we finally start to see Grog getting influenced by. Oh, am I allowed to say what the sword's name is? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it? Okay.
Yeah,
By the Craven Edge during battle. How is it exploring his first peek into bloodlust?
It's one of my favorite relationships for Grog in the whole show.
Grog and his sword.
Yeah, it's an evil blade that talks to him, and it's just getting nothing from the dumbest guy in the group, which is just the best. But it was great recording all the fighting with it because Grog is already a very formidable force, but we had to up the ante with the way that he sounded. So we'd recording it and be like, okay, push it even further. What does dark Grog sound like? Like, oh God, okay. So that was a ton of fun, and we're not done with seeing Grog and Craven Edge antics.
No,
Yeah,
there'll be
we're just
more
getting started.
in the next few, for sure.
But it's all going to be super wholesome and
Oh, yeah.
really funny,
Yeah.
and
Buddy-
nothing wrong's going to
they
happen.
do a whole episode
All
where it's just the
comedy.
two of them.
Yep.
Buddy
You're
cop.
You're gonna introduce them to social circles. It's gonna be
Right,
great.
it's going to be amazing. You guys can drive in the carpool lane. You can put the Craven Edge in the passenger seat.
Yep.
I can't wait.
He's an indestructible fighter.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's a terrible sword. Together they make the back-to-back posters.
You put sunglasses on Craven Edge.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Oh no, we all share one brain cell. This is horrible.
This is a terrible route.
was all they needed.
80s sitcom.
But what he didn't know was the love that he sought been right there the whole time.
John Hughes did.
That's cute.
Coming this summer, 1986.
Pivoting to something less sunshiny, Matt and Sam, the history of the Matron of Ravens is beginning to unravel and become explored. What was it like translating this really important goddess to screen, and whose idea was it to ensure that the Perven's soul name jokes made it into the show?
Well, I mean, all of us ensured that they got in there, partially because you assholes can't not make fun of some of the names that I put in this world.
Pervon is kind of
But it's my own
amazing.
fault.
You
Well,
set yourself.
I
Yeah.
did. Well, here's the thing. It's different between writing a name down and then saying it out loud for the first time at the table and going, oh no. Like as you're saying it, like you'll see it in the show. Like I'll say certain phrases or like character names or historical things, and I'll immediately like look to either Sam or Laura and be like, I fucked up. Yeah.
This is my wiggle right before you get to the word. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, it's too late.
Shit.
You've done it so many times. His name is Cole Posse. Oh, is it, Matt?
This is my
Is it Cole Posse?
this is my bane for the next 20 minutes. Yeah, every time. Oh, no. So yeah, it had to be in there. Like, you know, as much as we can incorporate those moments at the table that are like true D&D, giving each other shit, you know, that we can, where it makes sense. And this is one of those perfect examples. So yeah, it couldn't not go in there to some degree.
Also, if I do remember correctly, was there a pedo bear reference?
There might have been. Yes, there might have been.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Was that organic? Was that at the table, or was that?
That
just
was at the table.
That was
That was at the table?
Lift
Yeah.
right from the table that went straight into the show.
Yep.
Obsessed.
Few of
Yep.
those
Gotta get your
survived.
perv.
Gotta get
Which
your perv
means
on.
somewhere in Exandria, canonically, there is like a CR13 pedo bear creature you have to hunt down.
Obsessed with that.
But no, you should not be. As far as the Matron Ravens goes, like she represents such an important moment in Exandrian history, and everything about her existence in just the world and her story is very unique to the other gods in the pantheon. But to the story of Vox Machina and some of its key characters, she's very intrinsic, and so treating this with a lot of like care, and the art team and everybody who's come along with this, we know what this means, the weight that's there, and it's been really, really cool to come into these creative rooms and not have to convince everyone why this is important, and everyone is like, oh yeah, no, we're here to give this the due that it deserves.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It's really
I showed these episodes to my kids because I'm not a good parent.
Don't admit that now.
And my son was asking like, oh, they're in this evil goddess's tomb or whatever, and I was like, well, actually, she's not evil.
Yeah.
She's neutral, and they were both like, what does that mean? And I was like, well, Matt has taught us this many times, but like the passage from life to death, there's nothing evil about it. It's very natural, it's very lawful, but it's not evil, it's not good, it's just sort of in between, and they were fascinated by it. I'm passing on your lore.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
Did
for
you
the
bring out
record,
the alignment chart and you were like, well, this is
for the record, your youngest is already primed up to be one of my favorite goth children I've ever known in my life. So I'm here for it.
For sure.
They're gonna
Well,
be
they've
amazing.
died several times already on the show, so they're
they're ready. They're ready.
No,
Phylacteries
they're
are
phenomenal,
full.
and me and Mercer can't wait to continue to usher them forward into their best
they're
witchy
goth.
self.
They're gothhead.
Yep.
We have some questions from chat.
Chat.
If you guys are
Let's do
willing
it.
to answer some more questions. Will,
Yes.
what was it like for you seeing the end of this episode for the first time versus everyone else who knew it was coming?
It was tough. I mean, again, knowing what happened in the campaign, I kind of knew it was coming, but seeing, again, the whole use of water and the actually hearing the acting, it's pretty wonderful. So, yeah, it was. I'm trying to hold it together. I also can't wait to see the episodes, frankly, which I'm very
Without
excited to
people
do
yakking?
in the privacy of my own home.
No,
I'm
no,
sure I
we're
will break
going to
into
show
tears.
up and talk behind you to make it feel authentic.
Just following me around as
Yeah.
I'm trying to watch every episode. No, it's you're surrounded by great actors and writers, and so when you get to see something translated to the screen, it's so good. It's just so good that I can't wait to watch it.
I'm excited for you to check it out.
I can't.
I heard it's a great show.
Stuff on Friday.
We're on Friday.
3 more episodes. 3 more episodes. Travis, how many takes did you do to really get that yellow sorrow? Also, how does it feel to have that beautiful beard now?
Grog's a complete man with that beard.
We just have grow now.
It
we
was
have Grog.
hard actually doing all the character design for season 1 with no beard because we spent the majority of the campaign with him with a beard. So it was hard going like, okay, when does the beard come in? When are we doing this? But we knew we wanted to set it up for progression, and that was a one-take wonder scream. I didn't plan to hit those notes. That wasn't something that I tried to do. I just made a loud, jubilant cry, and that happened, and we were like, "That's it.
There it is.
One and done."
You have,
Go ahead.
I was saying you have done incredible things in your time, in your career. You have portrayed characters and narratives and emotional beats and moments that have just, irrevocably changed us as experiencers and consumers of content. This is my favorite thing you've ever done. The unfortunate circumstance of recording a lot of this in COVID is we were not able to do this in a group. So a lot of times it wasn't until either we get to the board, like the animatics, or even see the final episodes before we get to hear a lot of each other's performances. And that's one where I didn't get a chance to hear that reaction until we watched the final episode. And I was like, that's it. That's the best part of the season for me.
Mary was recording the session. She's like muted on Zoom, and after that she comes on. She goes, "What was that?" I'm like, I don't know.
It is what it is.
Having been in the booth with Travis on a number of different projects, he does hit notes that are strange. I actually have a video
Oh, you do?
that
Oh no!
nobody has ever really seen before of Travis doing an old British woman. Is that what you were doing?
What?
Sure.
You know what? Is that what it was?
It was trash.
I think we were doing Guardians of the Galaxy.
It is, yeah.
It was some Guardians of the Galaxy, and it was one of I had to film it because it was like, what the hell is happening right now?
It was remaining scratch for characters, and they were like, "Just do whatever you want." So I was like, "Oh hello!"
And I just got this video of people going like, there, as we are walking down the street. It was the weird. I was like, filming this.
Love it.
Yeah, I will make sure to send that video in.
Yeah, thank you so much. I was like, after this all ends, we're
It's
going to have to
phenomenal.
gather around your phone.
Oh yeah.
For Matt,
Oh hi.
Zar's patron is the moon, and her magic is red. Was Zar the first Rudius born we met?
Ooh.
Whoa, I understand that reference.
I don't know.
Matthew.
What a cop-out,
As he
Matthew.
touches
There are two
Chin.
moons, and she represents the duality of the two. If you notice, like she crafted a weapon in the first campaign that the Moonhammer, which was based in the light of Katha, and then elements of her magic were based in the red energy of Ruda. So she was the duality of the two, not a particular one, but instead the duality of them both in the sky.
That's really cool.
Mo secrets. Mo secret.
And she's fun to date too.
There you go.
And she's really hot.
And
so,
she's really
like,
hot. She's really hot.
Yeah.
And fun to hang out with and great at killing stuff.
What are you going to do,
She's the
twirl your
perfect
hair like a
partner.
teenage
She
girl?
is. I'm sorry. She's the perfect partner. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
Pretty happy.
For Matt, Sam, and Sungjin, how did you decide on Matt and Liam voicing Umbrasyl and Vorgol?
Oh. Well, we knew that we needed to give Matt some juicy bits in this season because his first character met an untimely end in season 1. It's not the only character that you play in this season. Obviously, we've already seen Victor. We've heard some Craven Edge. We've heard some Umbrasyl. But yeah, it seemed like a nice, juicy role for you to sink your dragon teeth into.
That's kind of thing when we're discussing like which NPCs, who to cast as who. It's a lot of like you guys having to tell me to like put myself in there because I just want to cast other people as the characters and hear it. And part of it is because like I know I can do decent to some of these characters, but I know other people can do a better job bringing them to life for the series. Umbrasyl was one of those things where I'm like there'll be some processing on it. Plus, I know I can do this well. And when you guys are talking, I'm like, pick something. And I'm like, all right, I think I can do Umbrasyl really well. Yeah. And I think with Liam, he just did scratch for it originally.
Yeah, and it was
we
good.
heard the scratch and we were like, I mean, that's it.
That was a lot of
like,
bristle.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, he just hits that like growly timber. It's so good. And like, God, Kree's
and
so
all
good.
all the main cast, we all end up doing scratch for a lot of the other characters. So for most of the animatic process, it's just the 8 of us basically doing all the voices for all the characters.
Who's Scratch Cash?
Yeah, he does a good impression of you.
I'm Kashaw. I'm so cool, and
That's not how he does
hey,
it.
Zara. Hey.
His cash is actually really good.
Your passion?
Yeah,
Is it good?
it's really good.
I just try to be a dick.
Hysterical. Oh yes. Oh, I love that you. I love that so much. I'm totally releasing that video of you now. Hey, Aunt Liz. Wow. Oh, that's great. So fun.
For everyone, is there a dream guest star you want to voice a character in the future?
Yes, so many. But I don't want to say any because what if
They
they end
might
up on the
happen.
show?
Mm-hmm.
Dream guest star. Who do you want, Sunjin? We'll go get him.
Can we get that guy that voiced young Batman from like the series? Like,
You've already had him.
Oh, baby.
No way!
No way!
Oh,
What about the guy from Boy Meets World?
Now you've already got him.
Oh!
Rhino from Thundercats.
He's already been here.
Oh yeah, it's that Bill Friedle guy, right?
Friedle.
Yeah, Bill
Bill
Friedle.
Friedle can do
Love
anything.
him.
He's pretty great.
I can do anything.
No,
It's
I don't
tough.
want to. It's
I know.
tough. I don't want to jinx it because legit, we are casting roles in the next season, and if we say someone real good, I feel like I'm gonna jinx it
Yeah.
because we're actually going out to some amazing talent.
Well, you know,
What?
there is this one dude that has, traditionally he's just been on live action television, but he's been in a few animated shows too. He also directs, he's done some sci-fi stuff. He teaches kids how to read, you know.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
I feel like maybe,
LB, I think? What is,
LeBron James.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
L. Ron Burton.
Or as everybody tweets at him when he does something wrong, LeVar Ball. Or Lamar, like everybody's like, you asshole, LeVar Burton. And he's like, I don't play basketball. I'm so sorry. You're hating the wrong person on Twitter right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Percolating.
You
Percolating.
could definitely kill him off in like 30 seconds. That'd be great.
Great.
He's down to die super fast.
Are you kidding me?
I got one. Since
Give me the red shirt for once.
Yeah, he can be the red shirt.
Thing.
Yeah.
What about like James Earl Jones?
Whoa.
We couldn't afford him.
Great. No, we can.
Look,
Maybe he's a big nerd.
That's
you
what
also
maybe.
have a Wolverine here. He's a Wolverine. We went to the same school in the same program.
Okay.
So we could.
He did the voice of
Yeah,
Wolverine.
it was like, he was
Like, I don't
Wolverine.
remember that.
That's pretty awesome.
We'll just call up our University of Michigan contacts,
Alum,
get them
yeah,
in.
yeah.
I
Go
got
blue.
you.
Let's go.
I cannot do that.
I
cannot
will
do
not
that.
do
Not
that.
capable of it.
I will not
No.
do that. James Earl Jones would be cool.
Okay, we'll get him.
All right.
he'd be a great background
Yeah,
actor.
I think Sam's
A
point.
great background character. Just yell bread, Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
There's bread for sale, fish for sale. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I'm
It wasn't worth
a
the
legendary
drive.
actor. This is all you want me to do?
All you want to do?
If you do any more musical episodes like Ariana Grande,
Oh,
just throwing it out there.
okay.
You know?
Do you know her?
No.
Can you give me- Okay.
Was she a Wolverine?
No. But you know what? She's real awesome.
Okay.
She is.
Just throwing that
If you're
out.
watching,
Vocals.
Ariana, have
If
your
you're
people
secretly a
reach out.
critter, Ariana Grande, let us
Talking
know.
about a Starbucks drink.
No, different thing.
I just wish there
It's
were
an
more
Ariana
songs
Vente.
this season. Like more
Stop
in
it.
episodes to come. I just
More
wish, I wish there
songs?
was more Scanlan and more songs. And
All right, we'll write some and put
Okay.
them in the next batch.
you have 72 hours.
Starting now.
Yes.
Well, before this keeps going on a tangent, because I feel like we can be here forever, that is all for tonight's watch party. Make sure to join us again next Tuesday, January 31st at 7. Oh my God, are we almost done with January? That is insane.
In 2023.
Yeah, I hate that. In 7 p.m. Pacific to watch the next 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina alongside Travis, Sam, Liam, Marisha, and special guests Robbie Damon and Alicia Chan.
That's right. Oh, and one other thing. We can say that for those of you that are still watching, tomorrow morning, if you pay attention to socials, there's going to be a very
big
very
announcement.
cool announcement.
Cool
that'll
announcement
come.
coming
So,
out. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just pay attention to social media in the morning and
What if we don't have social media? How do we find out?
you can.
You can read the newspaper. The
public
following.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there-
On the big stick?
Yeah.
Good.
I definitely thought you were going to go, you can get fucked. So
I mean,
there's that.
a little bit of column, man. A little bit of column.
You need social media for that nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, valid.
Ooh, boy.
It should be fun.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, we'll see you next week. Good night, critters.
Good night, everybody.
Keep watching.